You may have seen many videos about getting started on Amazon, but what happens if you've got limited funds? Don't worry, today I'm going to go through how to get started on Amazon with just £500. I'll share with you my thoughts on how I would start again if I had this amount of money, and I'll share with you my top tips and tricks that are going to just make it better for you. So stay tuned. Okay, if you don't know who I am, my name is Thomas Parkinson and I've been selling now on Amazon for 4 years. Right now, I'm on a mission to do £1 million by the end of 2021 in my UK Amazon arbitrage business. If you want to see more about that journey, how I'm doing it, and updates every quarter, be sure to check this video up here where I explain everything. Enough about me, let's get into the content today. Okay, number one, I'm going to talk to you about how much money is realistic to start on Amazon based on our own YouTube poll results from our viewers. Number two, I'm going to break down step by step how to start an Amazon business with just £500. And then number three, I'm going to share some top tips with you about starting an Amazon arbitrage business with this amount of money. Let's get started now. Okay, first things first, number one, how much is realistic to start an Amazon business based on our recent YouTube poll? We asked our viewers on FastTrackFBA how much money they think starting on Amazon, or how much money you need to start selling on Amazon. And you know what, 33% of you came back out of a total of 89 respondents said that £500 was what you needed. Now, this is the reason why we put this video together, because if you are just getting started and you've got £500, how would I do it if I was in your shoes? Let's go through that now. Okay, quick question for you guys. How much money are you starting with your Amazon business? Is it 500? Is it 1,000? Is it more? Drop it in the comments down below. I'm just really interested to see where we're all starting from. And maybe if I've got some top tips for you, I will share that as well. Let me know how much money you're starting your Amazon business with in the comments below. Okay, so this leads me nicely on to number two, how to start selling on Amazon with £500. Before you start selling on Amazon, before you start looking for deals, doing anything like that, what I'd really recommend is you need to create what's known as an Amazon selling account. Now, when you come to creating an Amazon selling account, you get two options. One is to do the individual selling plan, or the other one is to do the professional selling plan. Now, the individual selling plan has a pay per item fee structure and no monthly subscription, and the professional selling plan that has a monthly subscription but no pay per item plan. Now, the question you might be asking is, you've got limited funds, surely you should go for the individual selling account. The answer is no. Don't do the individual selling account. Go for the professional selling account if you are taking this business seriously. The professional selling account basically gives you something called access to what's known as the buy box. This is where about 80%, maybe 90% of all Amazon sales happen. And in order to do this, you need to have access, or you need to have a professional selling account. Amazon states that within its documentation to say, if you want to win the buy box, you've got to have a professional selling account. It's just one of the criteria. Now, there's no point buying products to sell on Amazon if you're not making sales. You're just wasting your money. So getting a professional selling account is really important. Now, the fee for a professional selling account is £30, including VAT. Now, if you want to know more about the buy box, top tips and strategies to win the buy box, check out the video up here about how to do that. That's just going to really speed up your game. And if you're just starting out, learning all about the buy box is key to understanding how to make sales on Amazon. Check that video out. Okay, that leads me nicely onto top tools for Amazon beginners. Now, what I will say is when you're going out there looking for deals, analyzing these opportunities to buy low, sell high on the Amazon marketplaces, a calculator is going to really speed you up. Before I jump into calculators about them, what I do just want to say is looking for deals is hard and it does take experience and practice. So what I'll say is I'll drop a link up here to a playlist called Sourcing 101, which is just going to give you all the things you need to know about getting started sourcing, looking for deals on Amazon. Check that playlist out. It's really going to help you out looking for deals. So let's bring it back to calculators now. Now, there are really two options you might look at. Number one, you might use Amazon's free revenue calculator. This is a really simple to use revenue calculator but my advice to you is probably don't use it. Why? Because the revenue calculator doesn't include certain fees such as VAT. So when you're calculating the profits on that revenue calculator, it won't include other fees that you're going to have to pay, such as VAT, value added tax. Now, what do I recommend? I recommend actually getting a standalone third-party calculator, which is just going to speed up your process. It does everything that the Amazon revenue calculator does and so much more. Now, within FastTrackFBA and pretty much most of the videos that I do for this channel, I use a FBA calculator called FBA Multi-Tool. Now, there are lots of FBA calculators out there like Buybot Pro and SAS, and what I'll do is I'll drop a link to all three of these down below. You can choose the ones you like and obviously try their free trials. But say, for example, for this demonstration, if we say we're going to choose FBA Multi-Tool as our calculator of choice, how much is that going to cost? Well, you can get 2 licenses for FBA Multi-Tool for $19.99 per month. So let's add that into the list now of our costs. Now, what I will say is you don't need to buy all 3 of those calculators. We've put FBA Multi-Tool into the list, and that's just going to, you only need one of them, but do try their free trials, and that's going to help you out. What I will also do is I'll drop a link down below to a free PDF guide that we've created with these calculators on and lots of other tools that we use. We also put my affiliate links in there whereby you get extended trials. It's going to help you out in your business. And also as well, we break it down by what tools you should be using at what times in your business, just making sure that you're maximizing the trials and not spending money on software that you don't need because you're buying it too soon. Have a look down below. That's a free PDF download that I share all the top tools that I use in my business. I think you should use as well. Okay, let's do a recap of those costs so far. We have got a professional Amazon selling account at £30. We've got FBA Multi-Tool at £20, and we've got that free sourcing 101 playlist in there as well. Okay, I just want to take a moment out of the video to talk about something that's going to help you out. Using that 101 playlist is going to be great. It's going to help you find deals and understand what you need to do. But the very process of finding deals is time consuming. It takes a lot of time. And if you are anything like me, your time is the most valuable asset you have. So let me introduce you to FastTrackFBA Leads. This is a service I created whereby I've got a team of sources sourcing 7 days a week for both the UK and the USA marketplaces. What do? We are looking for deals, all the stores, all the time. We put every single deal we find onto our web portal. You can come in, browse every single one of our deals and pick and choose the deals that you want. When you're ready, you simply unlock them and go to the supplier, buy them, and then ship them to your house and then ship them to Amazon and make the sale. If you are a new seller just getting started, you have the ability to filter for what's known as ungated deals and brands. That just means you're not going to have those restrictions that so many other deals you might find. It really speeds up your time and it is game changing in the Amazon world. Have a look down below, FastTrackFBA Leads. Trust me, I swear by it, I think it's a great service. Obviously, I created it, but it's going to speed up your business as well. Okay, let's recap where we are right now. We've got professional selling account £30, we've got FBA Multi-Tool £20, and we've got the free sourcing 101 playlist. Okay, so you've got your tools and you've found some great deals and you've shipped those deals to your house, and now we need to get them into Amazon. So let's talk about that process now and the costs involved for that. So quite simply, what you're going to have to do is have the choice of 2 options for when that items get shipped to Amazon and how they are stored. Now those 2 options are either you are going to use commingling, and I'll go through that in a minute, or the Amazon barcode method. Now I'll talk through what these are and explain them in a bit of detail for you. Okay, let's say for example, I found a great deal on coffee, and if you know anything about me, this is very unlikely to be shipped into Amazon because I drink so much of it that I need a lot of coffee. When you ship into Amazon, you've got 2 options, and I talked about them earlier, but I'll go through them in a little bit more detail now. First things first, you have what's known as the co-mingling option. That means if I was going to ship this product into Amazon, what I could do is put it into a box and ship it into Amazon, and when it goes into their warehouses for FBA, what's going to go is on the shelf. Now, when Amazon comes in, they're going to put this product on the shelf in their own warehouses with lots of other products from other sellers, which are exactly the same as this. Now, my product might be this one, and another person's product might be another exactly the same Nescafe coffee. Now, when I sell my listing on Amazon, what might happen is that Amazon representative or Amazon employee comes in and takes the other person's product and ships them to the customer. Why? Because the products are commingled all together, they're all the same product, and they're all using the barcode on here. Now, quite simply, commingling means your product is mixed in with other people's products which are the same type. Now, if you want to know more about commingling in a lot more detail, I did a great video and I'll drop it up here. Now, the other option you've got is what's known as Amazon barcode. So instead of using this barcode on this product, what you do is you put a sticker over the top with your own unique barcode, and that means when you ship it into Amazon, your product will go on the shelf, and when you sell your product, Amazon will pick up your exact product and ship that to the customer. Now, if you want to know more about Amazon barcoding, have a look up here. I will drop a link to a video that I just created about that as well. Now, what do I recommend that you choose? Well, quite simply, I recommend you choose the Amazon barcoding method. Why? Because while you and I, we sell great quality products, what we might find is that someone else might ship a product in which is maybe not in the best condition, maybe a bit dusty, maybe even out of date. And the last thing I want to do is be shipping someone else's poor product to my customers and going to get me bad reviews. I would much rather my product that I know is perfect is going to go to the customer. So Amazon barcode is what I recommend. Okay, that leads me nicely on to talk about the non-essential expenses, and I'll explain why I talked about the barcoding in a minute. So quite simply, these things are the items that you are going to need to get your products into Amazon. So things like printers, boxes, packaging, etc., labels, we're going to talk about them now. So we talked about it earlier, is setting up barcodes using the Amazon barcode, which is what we recommend for selling on Amazon. Now, whether it be for printing the barcodes that you're going to stick over here, or even simply printing the labels that go on the actual boxes themselves that you ship off, you're going to need a printer to print all this information. Now, you can find a printer on Amazon for about £50, or obviously if you've got one at home, that's going to save you money. Now, I talked about it earlier, you're going to need labels for sticking over the barcodes. So how much a label is going to cost you if you're using the Amazon barcode method? Well, about £11. Now, the next thing you're going to need is, obviously, you've got your products, you've got your barcode stuck on them. You're going to need something to ship these actually in, i.e. a bigger box to ship these products into Amazon with. Now, you can go out there and buy boxes, but what I really recommend is go to your local grocery store, maybe even some of the shipments you have delivered to you, reuse those boxes, they're going to make the difference. What I'd recommend is if you can get double-walled boxes, stronger boxes help, and obviously bigger the better. So find these in the local grocery store, that's going to make it so much easier for you, and it's going to be free. But the one thing which you do need is going to need some tape, which is going to secure those boxes and allow you to stick those labels on the outside. How much is tape going to cost you? Let's call it £8. One top tip I recommend for you, if you've got one of these boxes from the supplier or from a grocery store, if it's got any barcodes on it already, just put a bit of tape over that, hide that barcode so that barcode doesn't get accidentally scanned when in Amazon's warehouses. Okay, so now we've got our coffee, we've put it in a box, we've printed the labels out, they're all covering, we're all ready to go. Now we need to physically get that box into Amazon. How much is it going to cost you to get that box into Amazon? Let's talk about that now. Now, if you're wondering which courier service you should use, I would recommend, and I would strongly recommend UPS. This is a partner service with Amazon. Amazon have negotiated discounted rates for you, and they even come to your house to pick up the boxes and ship them off to Amazon. Now, how much does it cost? Well, it does vary, but to give you an example, and I'll put a screen overlay up here, a recent shipment I did, and it was just one box because it had to go somewhere. It was a 42 by 27 inch box, and that had a couple of items in it, and they came to my house to pick that up. That's incredible. Now, the one thing you might be thinking about is that's going to have to pay now. You don't. What happens is Amazon takes that out of your selling proceeds. So when you sell items, they will take that out of the proceeds from selling the items in your account balance, or if you haven't made any sales, Amazon will take that from your debit card. So if we think about that, right now you don't pay it on collection, you'll pay it as part of the Amazon process, and that's kind of offset over time. Okay, let's do a quick rundown of all the costs so far that we've incurred to get this Amazon business started. First things first, number one, we've got a professional Amazon selling account of £30. Number two, we've got £20 cost, which is the FBA multi-tool. We've got that Sourcing 101 playlist, which is free. We've got a printer, which is £50. We've also got some labels, which are £11. We've got some boxes, which are free. We spent £8 on some tape. And then finally, we spent £3.63 on shipping. How much does that come to? £122.63. Now that leaves us with a nice tidy sum to actually start investing in our stocks and how much we know. And the one thing which I will also add to that is if you've got a printer, maybe labels at home, maybe tape yourself, you're going to save more money and it's just going to give you more money to spend on stock. Okay, that leads me nicely on to number 3, top tips for new beginners. If you're starting on Amazon, that's going to help you with this budget. First things first, number 1, keep your costs low. Everyone's going to tell you, you need this, you need that, and you're going to think you're going to need it. Trust me, you don't. Everything we said in this video is the bare bones that you need to get started, and you can make a successful Amazon business with lots of profit doing just this method with just these costs. Now, people might come up to you and say you need a repricer. You don't. You can do it manually when you start, and it's just going to improve your knowledge. So don't be spending that money. Spend that money on stock, not on software that you don't need right yet. Now, if you don't know, Amazon is a numbers game. The more money you have to invest, the more times you can flip products and the more profit you're going to make. Top tip for you guys, I would recommend going for at least 50% ROI. Most people talk about £3 profit, 30% ROI. I would say go for 50. It's going to be harder, but the reason is you've got a limited starting budget. You want to be making more return on investment. So be more selective about the ROI you're going for, return on investment, and that's just going to return you more profits because you've got a limited starting budget. Now, what I will also say is don't be afraid to ask questions. There are courses out there that you can buy, definitely, but quite simply, join the Facebook groups, join FastTrackFBA Facebook group. I'll drop a link down below. Ask questions. There is a great community of other Amazon sellers out there, which is going to really help you. Now, the final thing which I will say is don't just learn, take action every single day. Do action. That is going to give you results. Now, what I will say is action number 1, what you might want to do is think about joining the FastTrackFBA free express course. This is the course I put together to help people like you get started on Amazon. Have a look down below. I will drop you a link to that. That's the FastTrackFBA free express course. It's just going to help you on your journey and speed up your road to sourcing success, finding deals and making profit on Amazon. Now, if you want to learn more about arbitrage for beginners, I'll drop a link to a video around here. Watch that. It's going to help you out and help you learn more about getting started selling on Amazon, doing Amazon arbitrage. If you've liked this video, give me a thumbs up. And hey, if you want to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button. That's the subscribe button just down below. But for me, Thomas Parkinson and FastTrackFBA, thank you very much.